Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to take a deep dive into Apple's latest announcement,
Uh-huh.
Apple Intelligence, right? Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You hear AI and you think, oh, great, another AI assistant, Siri 2.0. But
Right.
that's not really what we're looking at here. We got Apple's official announcement right here.
Oh,
And
okay.
from what I'm seeing, this is much, much bigger. It's like they've sprinkled this AI magic across all of their devices, woven it into the apps that you use every single day. So the question
Yeah.
is this Apple's answer to ChatGPT, or are they forging a whole new path?
Yeah. That's a great question. And what's really interesting to me is that it's not a standalone app. It's not like you go to the App Store and download Apple Intelligence. It's really like an invisible upgrade to your existing iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. So
Awesome.
imagine you're working on a huge project and you're just like buried in research papers and articles. Apple Intelligence can analyze all that information, help you pull out the key insights, and all of that happens without your data being sent anywhere, not even Apple.
So it's like having a brilliant research assistant who's also a privacy ninja,
Mhm.
which, I mean, especially with all the concerns around data these days, that's pretty cool.
Exactly. It's privacy by design, which is
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
a big selling point here.
totally.
But I think,
Let's get into the
yeah,
specifics.
let's get specific.
What kind of real-world impact can we expect from all these new AI features?
Yeah. Well, let's take the new writing tools. So
Mhm.
you can summarize like lengthy documents, emails, threads, like in seconds. Think about a student struggling through a research paper or a professional who's got just endless email.
Yeah, oh my gosh, okay, that's definitely a time saver. And
Eh,
they've also got AI-powered proofreading and tone adjustment. I
mhm,
can already see
mhm.
myself using that to avoid sending accidentally passive-aggressive emails. But what really caught my eye is this image playground
Mm.
thing. Are you telling me I can describe an image and the AI will just like create it?
Pretty much. It's pretty mind-blowing. It goes beyond just basic text-to-image generation.
Right.
You can actually use your own photos as inspiration. So let's say you have a photo of your dog. You want to see him wearing a funny hat. Describe it.
Oh my God.
Boom, instant masterpiece. And you can tailor the style to match different apps, different conversations, different aesthetics.
So wait, does that mean I could finally like create a Genmoji that actually looks like my friend?
Exactly.
This is amazing.
That's the thing. It's like Apple is really trying to make this accessible and fun to use.
Yeah, okay, but what about Siri? Is Siri still just going to misunderstand all my requests and tell me to check the web?
No. No, the new Siri, this is a whole different ballgame. They've completely redesigned her and given her like a serious intelligence boost. So imagine you create a calendar event for like dinner with friends
Okay.
at a new restaurant.
Hmm.
Later, you just ask Siri, like, what will the weather be like there? And she'll know what you mean. It'll pull the location from your calendar event. You don't have to repeat anything.
Wow, that's actually really impressive. So it's not just about giving commands anymore.
Right.
It's about Siri understanding,
Yeah,
like,
context.
yeah, like the context of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Wow.
Proactively helping you.
Yeah,
So it's a big step forward.
that's really cool. But okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room,
Uh,
ChatGPT. Apple's integrating it into some of these features,
yeah.
right? And that's got to be kind of controversial.
It is. It is, but Apple's being really careful about it. It's an optional integration. It's mainly for Siri and the writing tools, and they're being very upfront about user privacy. You'll be asked before any information is shared with ChatGPT.
Okay.
So you have full control over your data.
All right, that's good to hear. But speaking of privacy, how exactly is Apple making sure that all of this AI wizardry isn't coming at the cost of our data? I mean, they keep using these terms on-device processing, private
Yes.
cloud compute.
Yeah,
Like, is that just marketing jargon? Or is there something real behind it?
it's definitely more than just jargon. On-device processing means that most of the AI is actually happening right on your device, so the data doesn't have to be sent to a server farm somewhere.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about private cloud compute? That one's a little harder to wrap my head around.
Okay, so think of it this way. Let's say you're analyzing like a massive data set.
Yeah.
That's too big for your device to handle.
Right.
Private cloud compute lets you tap into the power of Apple servers, but your data is still kept secure. And they use something called differential privacy. It adds like noise to the data, so it's impossible to identify individual users. So it's like sending your data through a super secure anonymizing filter before it even reaches the cloud.
Okay, so it's like having your cake and eating it too. You get the power of cloud computing without sacrificing your privacy. I mean, which with all the data breaches these days, that's actually really reassuring. But does this verifiable privacy promise really hold up? I mean, is Apple's approach to AI really that different from what everyone else is doing?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right.
And that's what we'll keep exploring in the rest of our deep dive. But I think it's clear that Apple's taking a stand here. This is a bold stance on privacy, and I think it's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out.
I totally. All right, everyone, we're just getting started. When we come back, we're going to be looking at the bigger picture. How does Apple Intelligence stack up against the competition? What does it mean for the future of AI? Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. So let's kind of shift gears here and look at the bigger picture. What does the launch of Apple Intelligence really mean for the tech landscape? I mean, is this like a major shift, or is this just another tech company kind of jumping on the AI bandwagon?
It's funny. Apple wasn't the first one to market with an AI assistant.
Right.
But they've got this knack for taking existing ideas and kind of refining them, making them more user-friendly, more integrated. I mean, you think about the iPod, the iPhone, the Apple Watch. They weren't the first MP3 player, the first smartphone, the first smartwatch.
Right.
But they changed the game.
Yeah.
So could Apple Intelligence be another one of those game changers?
Yeah. It's definitely possible. I mean, Apple has just this massive, loyal user base.
Yeah.
And if they can seamlessly integrate these AI capabilities into that Apple ecosystem, that's a huge advantage. Plus, they're really focusing on privacy, and I think that could be a major differentiator, especially with all the growing concerns about data security and how AI is using our information.
Right. It seems like every other week there's a story about an AI chatbot going rogue, or a data breach exposing millions of users. People are getting a little wary. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've talked about the potential benefits, the privacy angle. But what about the potential downsides of Apple Intelligence? Are there any risks that we should be thinking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, there are always risks with any new technology, right? Yeah. But one concern is the potential for bias in the algorithms.
Okay.
AI systems, they're trained on these massive data sets. And if those data sets reflect existing societal biases, well, those can get amplified in the AI's output.
Right.
So Apple needs to be very careful about how they're training these AI models to make sure that they're fair.
Yeah.
And that they're not perpetuating harmful stereotypes.
That's a really important point. It's not enough to just build these cool features. We have to make sure they're used responsibly and ethically.
Exactly.
But what about the impact on jobs? Some people worry that AI is going to automate too many tasks and lead to widespread unemployment. Is that a valid concern?
It's a complex issue. History has shown that new technologies often create new jobs, even as they displace old ones. I mean, think about the internet.
Right.
It disrupted countless industries.
Right.
But it also created entirely new fields and opportunities.
Totally.
So I think the key is adaptation. We need to focus on developing skills that complement AI, not compete with it. Things like creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving. These are all areas where humans still have a significant advantage over machines.
So it's not about humans versus AI.
Right.
It's about humans working alongside AI.
Exactly, as a team.
To achieve greater things.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
But okay, let's be honest. A lot of this still feels very futuristic. We're talking about AI summarizing documents, creating images, understanding like complex language. Is this really going to work as seamlessly as Apple is claiming?
I mean, that's the big question, and only time will tell, right?
Right.
Apple has a good track record of delivering on their promises, but AI is a whole new ballgame.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time for these systems to really learn and adapt to how people are actually using them. So I think we need to be patient and realistic about the potential challenges.
Okay, so let's say Apple Intelligence does live up to the hype.
Yeah.
How do you see this playing out, in the long run? Will it fundamentally change how we work, how we learn, how we create?
Well, it certainly has the potential to. I mean, imagine a world where AI can help us process information more efficiently, free up our time and mental energy for more creative and strategic tasks.
Yeah.
Imagine students being able to use AI tools to personalize their learning, master concepts at their own pace.
Yeah.
Imagine artists collaborating with AI to push the boundaries of visual expression. I mean, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
But it's not all sunshine and roses, is it?
Yeah.
There are concerns about over-reliance on AI. Yeah. The potential for misuse, the ethical implications. How do we ensure that this technology is used for good
Yeah.
Not for harm.
Right. That's the million-dollar question. And it's not just up to Apple. It's up to all of us, right? Developers, policymakers, educators, everyday users. We need to be having these open and honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of AI. We need to establish clear ethical guidelines and regulations, and we need to educate ourselves and future generations about how to use this technology responsibly.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the new gadgets and features. But at the end of the day, technology is a tool.
It is.
It's up to us to decide how we use it.
Absolutely.
And what kind of future we want to create with it. So, we need to stay informed, stay engaged,
and keep learning,
and keep asking the tough questions.
Exactly. And I think that's a great segue into our next segment.
Okay, perfect.
Where we're going to be looking at some listener feedback and exploring some alternative perspectives on the rise of AI.
Sounds good. Let's hear what our listeners have to say. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome back to the deep dive. So we've been exploring Apple Intelligence, the potential, the privacy focus,
right,
all the bigger questions it raises about the future of AI.
Yeah.
But now it's time to hear from you.
Yes.
Our listeners. You guys always have the most insightful comments and questions.
Absolutely.
So we want to dive into some of those.
Yeah, let's do it.
One listener, Alex, brought up a point that really resonated with me. The potential for AI to exacerbate, existing inequalities.
Okay.
They pointed out that access to these advanced AI tools could become a new form of privilege, widening the gap between, the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. If these AI tools require you to have like an expensive device or a subscription, then it could definitely create a digital divide where some people are left behind. So I think Apple and any company developing AI needs to really consider accessibility, affordability from the outset. I mean, these technologies should benefit everyone,
right?
Not just a select few.
Exactly. Another listener, Sarah, raised the question of job displacement.
Yeah.
Will AI automate tasks that are currently done by humans, leading to widespread unemployment? It's a fear that's been around for a while.
Right.
But it feels especially relevant now that AI is becoming so much more sophisticated.
Yeah, for sure. And it's understandable to have those concerns, but I think if we look back, history shows that technological advancements often create new jobs, even as they displace others. So the key, I think, is to adapt and evolve, right? Instead of focusing on tasks that can be automated, we need to develop skills that complement AI.
Exactly. Think about creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Those are areas where humans still have a significant edge. I mean, as AI takes over more of the routine tasks, it frees us up to focus on the higher level thinking and problem solving.
Exactly. So it's not about being afraid of AI.
Right.
It's about seeing it as an opportunity to redefine our relationship with work, to explore new possibilities.
Yeah, I like that. Another interesting question came from David, who wondered about the potential for AI to influence our decision making. Could these systems, with their personalized recommendations and algorithms, could they end up narrowing our perspectives or reinforcing our existing biases?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. And, we're already seeing that happen to some extent with social media algorithms and filter bubbles. So I think we really need to be mindful of how AI is shaping the information we consume and the choices that we make. It's about cultivating critical thinking, actively seeking out diverse viewpoints, even if those viewpoints challenge our own beliefs.
So how do we navigate this brave new world of AI? What's the takeaway for our listeners as they try to make sense of all of this rapidly evolving landscape?
Well, I think it comes down to a few things. First, stay informed. Keep learning about AI, its capabilities, its limitations.
Yeah.
Second, I think it's really important to engage in thoughtful discussions. Talk to your friends, your family, your colleagues about the implications of AI and how it might impact our lives. And third, don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Challenge the status quo, demand transparency from developers, hold them accountable for creating AI systems that are ethical, that are responsible, and that benefit all of humanity.
Well said. AI is a powerful tool.
It is.
But it's just that. It's a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it and what kind of future we want to build with it.
Yeah. It's not a foregone conclusion.
Right.
The future of AI is not predetermined.
Yeah.
It's something that we create together through our choices, our actions, and our ongoing dialogue.
And on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this deep dive. Thank you all for listening, for sharing your thoughts,
Yeah.
and for joining us on this journey of exploration. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Absolutely, and keep diving deep.
Mm-hmm.